Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero, and I find it very interesting how this McDizzle character, who clearly committed a crime, and all these people who were damage controlling and sweeping for this individual who was indeed committing a crime, are now looking like absolute clowns. One in particular, by the name of FritangaPlays, is getting absolutely BTFOed by not only Smash JT himself, but Hypnotic, Cult Classic Cage, as well as Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, D-Day Cobra, and it's absolutely hilarious to watch, and we're going to talk about all of that in just a few minutes here. But it seems like Ubisoft lawyers have responded to Smash GT after he was asked to, remove some content, black out some information in one of his videos where he was reporting on from an insider who actually happened to be McDizzle impersonating a Ubisoft employee, an actual Ubisoft employee. And you had people like Fritanga absolutely sweeping for this individual. Now we all understand, yes, that Smash JT made a mistake. He will do better in the future, and now people like Fritanga are calling his journalistic integrity into question. Meanwhile, he'll sit there and sweep for someone who actually committed a crime. But absolutely, he's gone back. He's now gone to McGrums again because, of course, he expects other people to do exactly the type of content he makes, and if you're not, well, you support it and blah, blah, blah. No one has to do the content you expect people to do, and that's what you expected from D-Day Cobra, and of course you got BTFOed. So let's get into this article here from Smash GT. Ubisoft lawyers respond, McDizzle Gaming goes into full damage control. The recent Smash GT Ubisoft legal saga has received an official response from Ubisoft's legal team. It sheds some important light on their overall stance regarding McDizzle stealing one of their employees' identities. I have received direct confirmation back from Ubisoft that they have indeed reached out to McDizzle Gaming, and while they didn't elaborate too much on the specifics, McDizzle himself has now acknowledged it in a tweet. But first, let's go over the latest email from Ubisoft's lawyers in full. Thank you for your prompt response, they say, and for taking the necessary steps to edit the video out of respect for our employees' privacy. We appreciate your willingness to act in good faith on this matter. Regarding the broader issue, we want to clarify that we have also reached out to McDizzle Gaming regarding their actions. That said, it remains important to be cautious when featuring information that could contribute to impersonation or review employee identities, even inadvertently. We appreciate your understanding and cooperation in ensuring that such situations are avoided in the future. This response clearly shows to me that all's now well on my end with Ubisoft after I complied with the request to blur the requested portions of my video that initially displayed the stolen employee's name. Now, of course, if you would have taken down the video, they would have all been on him saying he's trying to hide evidence, he's trying to hide that he did something wrong. So that's why the video is still up. Their response to me here confirms that they appreciated my good faith efforts, but they also highlighted their outreach to McDizzle Gaming, which is where this gets interesting. Taking a look at McDizzle's gaming experience to the situation, he posted a tweet updating everyone on the situation. He admitted to receiving and complying with a cease and desist, but rather than leaving it at that, he of course proceeded to then shift blame and posture as though he is a mature party in all this, because of course he would do that. To which he says, "For those wondering, I removed tweets and videos to comply with a cease and desist." Fatfo. You got fatfoed, buddy. Part of this as well was not to impersonate a Ubisoft employee for any intent in the future. All complied, and I think I can work with that. I take it pretty seriously. I have said my piece to those that matter in the situation. I understand Smash also got a cease and desist. I hope he takes it seriously, as sharing personal information to a large audience is no joke. Okay. To the people who are angry on behalf of their favorite YouTuber, don't know what to tell you. I've been reasonable, mature, and an adult. No, you haven't. You tried to get a gotcha on somebody and made him more popular than before, and now you look like an absolute idiot. And you committed a crime. This whole time, and actually gave Smash some good faith that I did not need to, and provided him the name of one of his Bioware leakers, which isn't me. If you did see my video, someone else tipped me off that this was happening. Remember, this is a pattern not limited to Smash around bad faith reporting by quote-unquote anonymous sources. Name/role and nebulous information shouldn't be enough to assume you are talking to an inside leaker because it quote-unquote lines up. Do I have an apology for Smash? No, of course not, because your intent was to try to get a gotcha, and you got BTFO'd. Why would I apologize to a large YouTuber who has blasted out my personal information? Not a dox, but definitely threw my name and general location to his angry smashers. But you were the one that said it was a dox, and now all of a sudden it's not a dox? Is that what we're doing now? Keeps talking about me, but doesn't have the guts to talk to me, but can't seem to get me off his mind after almost 2 weeks. It's funny because you're the same guy who can't get Grums off of your mind for very long. So as well as blames me for the situations he is in. It's tough to strike a conciliatory tone with that, although I have tried. Again, you put him in a situation because you wanted to get a gotcha after he even did research to make sure it lined up as you said. You control the buttons you press. Stop being a victim and blaming me for your oversights. But again, you got BTFOed by Ubisoft because you were forced to take stuff down. McDizzle is very clearly in full-on damage control mode. Despite admitting that he complied with the cease and desist, he still just couldn't resist lashing out and trying his best to play the victim, of course, because that's what they always do. His response reeks of insecurities and defensiveness, signs of someone who knows he messed up bad, but refuses to take the full responsibility for anything. More importantly, McDizzle should be watching his back not from gamers, but from actual lawyers. Impersonating a Ubisoft employee and inserting himself into situations where he has no authority to do so could land him in serious legal trouble. This is what I was trying to get across to him from day one on this situation. Ubisoft's acknowledgement of their contact with him only strengthens the possibility they're going to be keeping an eye on his actions moving forward. At the end of the day, McDizzle Gaming is left with a broken channel that's lost all credibility, deleted videos and views are gone, subscribers spiraling down the drain, and a reputation of being untrustworthy alongside with it. Now, like I said, FritangaPlays. Gamers talk crap. Jeremy says to this, Hassan reacting to this, stop saying we. He's like, I'll do whatever I want. You gotta make a video about me? No need to. You gave away that you hate what you do on that neurotic stream, thing that was clipped out of context from 2 years ago because you're stupid and you got it from a Turf Nation video, of course, where you exposed the whole grift and everyone yelled at you for it. Spoken like a person that doesn't actually watch my content, only reacts to Twitter clips. Typical. I argue with people all the time and call people out all the time. Welcome to G&G. So if you called out Grum's massive scam, I don't have to call anybody out based on your hurt feelings. In fact, I'll just bring Grums onto a stream and we'll have fun. I'll do that in spite of you, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. Okay, so you're okay with gamers being scanned as long as it's just Grums. Is that what you're trying to tell me by saying that? This is why it doesn't matter what I do. People like you will hold me and others accountable for the actions of someone that I've never met and rarely even interact with. But because it upsets you so much, I will do the exact opposite of what you're demanding. And Fritz says, well, when you're all about gamers and standing up against corruption towards them, I expect one of the biggest crowdfunding scams in recent time to be covered by someone with integrity like you, but now you're telling me you prioritize emotions over facts. He says, I have a great idea. Why don't you continue to talk about it and expose it? And if you're good enough at getting the message out and it's true, you won't have to beg some random quote-unquote grifter like me to help you out. I completely support you to call it Grums, Melanie Mac, Elon Musk, or anyone else. Let's continue this conversation. That you think I'm responsible for on the internet, but that doesn't mean I have to do what you want me to, and I never will. The truth is, I don't even find you important enough to quote tweet, but I hope you make a lot of money off this interaction because you're clearly very excited. Congratulations. So you do recognize that what Grums is doing is wrong and unethical and encourage me to report it, but you also tell me you will platform that person just to piss you off. I encourage you to talk about whatever you want. You're clearly passionate about Grums man bad, so call him out. Destroy him with all that truth. You don't need my permission. And of course, it always comes back to Rippa, who they claim is screwed over their customers, which they haven't, because I've received every single product from the Rippaverse. Of course, they have to throw that out there because, of course, they do. It's very weird how that just comes up randomly, and the post has nothing to do with Eric July at all. And then this person, Matthew Fachin, says, so if I can be honest with you, Fritanga, I find you fascinating. You're the only one that I know of who has a decent following on YouTube, who has a pretty chill audience, and have arguably a shared audience with a lot of those other YouTubers that I follow that goes against the grain. Yeah, it's very interesting how he wants to separate himself from audiences that watch him and also watch Var, Dark, Hypnotic, and things of that, and people of that caliber. He deleted that tweet, by the way. All these other YouTubers I follow, like Geeks and Gamers and Erotic and Gundam, they all kind of told the same line almost, but you don't. I find it refreshing and interesting because I want to learn more of why you don't toe the line. I'm not trying to insult you or anything, I'm just asking a question because I do find you entertaining. Just don't want to be lumped in with this crowd because it's expected of you to fall in line, quote-unquote, even though a lot of them don't fall in line and a lot of them do disagree with each other on a consistent basis. It's very interesting how that works. Sid Alpha says, Smash JT can keep his fake insiders. I have my own insiders that lead me to dirty devs, and I just caught a hint of some fresh meat being potentially on the menu. Imagine if you put this much energy into entertaining your subscribers. Imagine how far you'd go. Instead, you worry about someone else's channel, their subs, and their money, etc. It's interesting. And Fred goes on to say, you upload about 3 videos a day with zero effort or care or thought put into it. I respect your hustle, but let's not throw stones like that. Correction, I upload 6 videos a day and I do 2 or 3 live streams a day. I will throw whatever stones I effing want for Frritanga. What games are you playing right now? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. You know, saying, oh, he doesn't put up, you know, Sid Alpha doesn't put up content because, you know, passings and so on and so on. I know we're not all the same, but if I question someone's work ethic, regardless of personal issue, I think it is valid when my work ethic is usually unmatched. You're this, just like me, so that's why you're the way you are. I've worked through an ungodly amount of stuff, you know, basically saying he's working through, you know, passings and stuff like that, even though, and he also says it's not his audience's business, right? His business is to entertain the audience. But then you also get wrecked by Cole Classic Cage because reasons you decide to be stupid about this. So Cole Classic Cage says, I think given your reluctance to address your wrongdoing publicly to McDizzle here, no direct address, deleting tweets, videos, and pretending you're some kind of hero for clout, running away from accountability with impersonating a real-life Ubisoft employee, which could have hurt their livelihood, I don't think you have the right to talk about other people being B-words. I addressed Smash AT live on Saturday Night Hypnosis and forced him to answer for his F-up, and it just seems like I'm one of the only people out here doing the same with you. Anybody that champions your actions is an effing clown, which is something that, of course, Frritanga did, and a couple other people, like the Moist Bag, he did the exact same thing. It's all over his channel, I'm sure. You know, all this could have been avoided if Smash deleted the video with the wrong info. What video? The one where he F'd up? He dressed the F up? Both the original and response. If they contained personal info of anyone, I would have not shown it at all. I've had videos taken down for less. Cole Classic Cage says, people would then say, look, he's trying to pretend it never happened. Either way, they're both wrong. I'm not going to pretend otherwise, and they both are just going to have to reap what they sow. At least I addressed them both. So yeah, she definitely does do that. She, you know, goes after both sides and calls out the nonsense as you should. Depends on how you view it. I don't think anyone here would be upset if someone tricked the list of our content in a similar fashion. Hell, we would laugh when it happened to mainstream. You know, we would laugh when it happened to mainstream outlets. She replies, yes, there is the reality that most of the internet does not care about nuance when they have already made up their mind. But at the same time, that doesn't excuse choosing to endorse someone who did something clearly wrong all because you don't like the person the play was on. That's exactly what I said. I've said this before as well in my previous videos about stuff like this. Frritanga goes on to say, maybe so, but it should also be a wake-up call to how much of this anti-woke content may all be misinformation spread by people who don't care if it's true, and I think that's worse than faking an email, because of course you do. Cassie goes on to say, at this point you're trying to balance which wrong is more wrong. I don't care which wrong is more wrong when both of them are wrong. Are you trying to argue that the ends justify the means? Because I think that's kind of crazy when we're talking about impersonation/fraud. It wasn't just faking an email, that is false framing. This is correct. These are two content creators that did something wrong for the sake of clout/self-gain. I told Smash on live streams that I didn't agree with his methods and reasoning at all because they will end up like this, and I am telling McDizzle that he should admit to everything he did and take accountability. I can understand if you want to distance yourself from the anti-woke community, which is completely fine, because I walk my own path as well with how I make my content. It is personal to my personal journey, but trying to misframe McDizzle's actions as not so bad in order to do that is not the way to go about it, Frit. And then he goes on to say this, so the same group that has made a living heck for Ubisoft employees for months are now pretending to care about Ubisoft employees being impersonated. But then, so of course, she exposes you because you literally, I guess, do the same thing because you're doing the stuff on the Ubisoft employees. Come on, bro. At least delete the videos if you're going to make a bold claim like that. Are you trying to compare some of your very own content to impersonation/fraud? Because that is a crazy whataboutism that I don't agree with. Like I said, bro, make the content you want to make, walk your own path, but saving McDizzle from accountability ain't it. Not sure what you mean by that first point. So you're literally getting called out and you're trying to deflect, which is what I hate that people do all the time. They shift the goalpost. They get called out and they just ignore what's being said. I'm just telling you the narrative you're going with that I know you got from that crowd makes no sense because they do celebrate Ubisoft massive layoffs. Yeah, people celebrate mass layoffs of individuals who obviously don't care about the properties they're working on, and they get to keep their job when they do a crappy job. In the real world, if you do a crappy job, you get let go or fired. You get released from the job because you are not holding up the end of your bargain with your employer. The same crowd you were talking about is literally just outed one of their own for impersonating women to sell smut comic books. there's a consistency of being against fraud / impersonation. Your whataboutism is an insane comparison. Stop dabbing when you talk to me, brother. So yeah, you're literally getting BTFOed by anybody, like everybody, bro. Like any and everybody who is against McDizzle being an absolute fraud and trying to be fraudulent by impersonating a Ubisoft employee, and you're basically sweeping for a guy who committed a crime. So what are we talking about here, bro? Anyway, I think it's all stupid that Fritanga does this stupidity. He should really just stick to doing what he does best, which is make fun of PlayStation fanboys. That's the kind of content people expect from him, and he does it very well. And I give him props for that. Personally, I think, oh no, it's Alex does it better. But, you know, this isn't it. you're trying to like ride the coattails of an individual who lied about somebody else, and because you're not liking the quote unquote, you know, the anti-woke people, and you're trying to, I guess, out them as being liars and nothing more than grifters, apparently, that you're gonna side with somebody who literally committed a crime, impersonating an actual person. So I thought this was a very interesting story. I just wanted to bring to people's attention. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit that like button. Comment below if you feel about all this. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video, go live on the channel. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.